Did you know that our habits, subconscious involuntary actions, take up about 40% of the time you are awake? This means that 2 out of every 5 minutes on any of your days and day after day you are on autopilot. These ready-made action patterns are created by our brains in order to conserve energy. When a new habit is formed and established in this area of the brain, the areas of the brain responsible for making decisions are no longer fully involved in the activity associated with that habit. But habits are different. We all know there are good and bad habits. Avoiding responsibility. A systematic avoidance of responsibility is an indicative feature of the poor. A person is not used to making independent decisions. All his life someone did it for him. Parents, government, employers, spouse. When the time comes to found a family or make a firm faithful decision, the poor fellow hides his head in the sand, like an ostrich, or simply runs away from the problem. Someone starts drinking, someone stops communicating with people and begins to lead a reclusive lifestyle, adhering to the principle, if you don't have a dog, then it will not be poisoned by the neighbor. That is, since he doesn't have a business, girlfriend, job or friends, then there will be no problems with this. No savings. Only 5% of the poor save about 10% of their monthly income on a regular basis. Few of them save 20%. The main reason is that the 10% seems so small to the poor that there is no point in saving it. Others believe that they cannot live without this 10%. The first argument is irrational because no matter how little you save, you will eventually have savings. If nothing is saved, then there will be no savings. None. The second argument is also unfounded, since you can definitely live without 10%, no matter how small your monthly income is. Remember, 93% of the rich save money regularly. It doesn't matter how much, most importantly on a regular basis. No reading every day. You become much more in demand among your colleagues, clients or customers, receiving information every day that can be useful to you in your business or career. Roughly 88% of rich people read at least 30 minutes a day, most often more. Moreover, they make wise use of the time spent reading. 63% listen to audiobooks while traveling, sailing, or flying somewhere. 79% read educational materials related to their chosen occupation. 55% read for personal development. 58% read biographies of successful people. 94% read about current events. 51% are interested in history. And only 11% read just for fun. Rich people read for a reason. They do it in order to get better every day. This distinguishes them from those who only dream of wealth but do nothing to achieve it. As they gain more knowledge, they begin to see more opportunities that translate easily into higher or additional income. The habit of saving on everything. Analysts say that the desire for total savings is not a sign of reasonable frugality, but an indicator that a person doesn't have a balance between income and expenses. A rich person is ready to pay for things at their real value, and besides, he is ready to pay for someone else's work and expects the same from others. The habit of saving on everything leads to poverty and not vice versa. A person who is constantly looking for discounts and sales is doomed to lack money. In general, this is a sign of greed and unreasonableness. This universe is arranged according to the principle of interchange. In order to receive something, you must first give, and poor people always strive to receive for free or at the lowest cost for themselves. An easy way to spot a poor man and a loser: he tends to give as little as possible and gets as much as possible. He clearly shows this tendency. Please don't confuse it with adequate business conduct. Someone thinks that a habit of always saving is called frugality, but as you know, buy nice or buy twice, and this is not an empty expression. Indeed, much that sells for cheap and bargain prices are of poor quality. And this is just one of the negative aspects of this habit. The habit of always saving leads to a lack of desire to pay the real price for things, as well as to appreciate the work of others. No emotion control. Not everything you think is worth saying out loud. Not every emotion of yours is worthy of the external manifestation. When you say everything that comes into your head, you run the risk of offending your interlocutor, who may be extremely useful in the future. Big mouths characterize approximately 69% of people experiencing financial problems, but more than 94% of rich people know how to control their emotions, not letting them break out at the first opportunity. They understand that intemperance and inappropriate speech can destroy both work and family relationship. If you want to say something harsh, first calm down and then try to look at the situation objectively and understand what the consequences may be after these words. The belief that bad luck is the cause of poor life. Often people suffering from financial problems are the creators of their own bad luck. Their bad luck is just a consequence of their negative, poor habits. They, like snowflakes on mountain slope, stick together, turning into a real avalanche of bad luck. A health problem that could have been avoided leads to dismissal to the family breakdown, and it to the very bottom of life. Well, rich people, they are not lucky in the sense in which you think they are. Rather, they create their own luck. Their positive habits lead them time after time to opportunities such as promotions, bonuses, many clients, and good health. Wasting time on TV and aimless wandering on the internet. Forget about it. How much of your precious time do you think you spend watching TV? 2/3 of rich people watch TV less than an hour a day, and almost as many, 63%, spend less than an hour a day on the internet, except when they use it for work. Instead of spending their free time only on entertainment, successful people spend it on personal development, building a network of professional contacts, volunteering, freelancing, part-time work, or starting their own business, or to follow some goal that will allow them to get an advantage on the path of life. But about 77% of people with financial difficulties spend more than an hour each day watching TV, and 74% use the internet for an hour or more a day for entertainment purposes. Poor people spend more than they earn. As a rule, those who are constantly experiencing financial difficulties have a lot of debt and loans. They take one amount of money to pay off the previous amount of money. They can't even live paycheck to paycheck, constantly borrowing money long before the new amount of money arrives. Poor people don't know how to live within their means. Usually, such people think that additional work, increased working hours, and more will help solve their problems. But in this world there is no such law. The more you work, the more you get. Here it can be the opposite. A person can start working 2 times less, but intelligently, and will start earning 5 times more than before. Rich people know how to live within their means and spend less money than they earn. Otherwise, they would not be rich. They save something, invest somewhere, including in their own self-education. Successful people know how to manage money, plan their income and expenses, and have specific financial goals.